All rights reserved. All rights reserved. These things are being used with copyright respect. I'm just doing this for educational and entertainment purposes. This is the Tommy Cole Show. About to play a little bit of something, something. Hope y'all paying attention. Welcome to the Tommy Cole Show. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. What up?
Hey, what's going on? Yo, can you hear
What
me?
up?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can totally hear you. Peace, good brother. Ah!
What's up, Jamaica?
Oh my God, I'm looking greasy. Let me fix that. Anyways, peace, brother. Thank you for coming on this show.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for having me.
I know there's a lot of people who didn't know if I was honored to have your honor, but I'm honored. Anyways, oh my God. Okay, what's up, audience? This is the Tommy Coast Show here with West Coast artist, legendary. He's worldwide. Let me quit playing. Kass. I usually start with the government names and all that, but I'm not gonna do that to you today.
Cool.
Anyways, I noticed that you mentioned when I had seen you on Instagram that you are beta practicing for a podcast of your own. Is that what I heard there?
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll start next Wednesday. ARL. Ask Raz Live. So the podcast PODKASS. Anyway, so yeah,
Dope.
next Wednesday.
I'm super proud of you, man. I'll be tuning in and I'll be promoting that as well.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. So for those family members, the good friends out there, those hip hop heads that had so many beautiful comments on Facebook, they had questions.
Oh, word. Okay. Shit.
So, oh yeah. Hey everybody. So do tap in. This is interactive. We have folks on Twitch, we have folks on Facebook Live, we have folks on YouTube Live, and this will be all over the place too on iHeartRadio, Amazon, etc. So, you know what? Let me tell a personal little story. I haven't seen or talked to Kaz in depth in years, and I don't even know if you remember that trip to the Gavin Awards back in '95. Do you
Yeah,
remember
I
that?
remember. Hmm?
We were walking around in the French Quarters, man. That was crazy. Have you been back? Of course, you've been back. You've
Uh,
been
not to the Gavin that don't exist, but
not
my
that, but New Orleans.
yeah, my family's from Louisiana.
Are you serious? What part?
Bat, shit, we was talking about that the other day. We from a place called we closer to Baton Rouge, but we really from the country. We really from Louisiana. We from Mansura.
Now, see, I've lived in Shreveport, and I've never heard of Mansoura. And I've got my ex, his family's all up in Faraday. You ever heard of Faraday?
I heard of there.
Shout out
We
Fairday.
kind of closer to Alexandria. Closer to Alexandria than any major city.
I've been all around, gosh darn, Louisiana. Come to find out, my father's side is also from New Orleans. Trip. But anyways, yeah. So we started with Soul on Ice, and it is Black History Month. And for those who don't know, was your book, your album inspired by that? The
By
title,
Eldridge
no,
Cleaver's book. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Soul on Ice.
My mom got me that. Uh, that amongst other books that she bought me that book in juvenile hall, and that one just really resonated with me.
That's deep. I haven't read Soul on Ice since like the early '90s, but I do remember I met Eldridge Cleaver. He was actually driving through Lamert Park one day, man.
Oh, wow.
He had stopped in Lamert like in right before he passed. I think he passed in like 94 or 95, something like that. And I had seen him in Lamert like in 93.
It's
That was
great.
very controversial person.
Of
Um,
course it was.
but okay, so now I don't usually ask like the typical questions. I kind of just dive in and see where you at. All right, so I just also wanted to tell you congratulations on your spawn being the incredible, your children being incredible rappers, man. Shout out those Contra. Do you are you involved in their business aspects at this time, or do they have their own people that do that? Are you still Papa Bear with that?
Nah, I don't know ball they shit. That's their journey. You know. I don't. In some cases, it's cool, I
Mhm.
guess. Um, but they say like teachers are failed artists, radio people, personalities are failed artists.
Mm.
Niggas be bitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
a lot of coaches and managers be failed bitter artists. So I didn't want to put my biases on anybody else. I always help. I mean,
of course.
you know,
Your
they're
dad,
right.
do they
So
ever ask you for stuff? Like, do they ever come asking you, like, hey, this, that,
yeah,
and the other?
I still ask my parents for shit. Of course they do.
Greasy, good Lord.
Yeah.
Greasy.
It is what it is. Yeah, of course. You know, I've come to realize that I'm still somebody's child, uh, and somebody's little cousin, somebody's little brother, and then that tradition just keeps going. So if you have any degree of a relationship, and sometimes you need something from somebody, whatever it is, birth certificate, couple of dollars, whatever the fuck people need. This is just part of life. Um, so
I'm
yeah,
just
of course,
just
they when they when it's not like we all have these plans and we utilize each other to kind of accomplish the goal. So yeah.
hold on. I'm still here. I'm just plugging my laptop. Oh my goodness. Come on, Raz. So wait a minute. This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Everybody keeps talking about. Do you have a bunch of tours and all that ready?
I wish.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's
uh,
coming.
this. I'm going to New York
Mhm.
end of the month.
Dope.
I'm going to Europe after that.
Okay.
Um,
Is it solo or do you have a crew of people you're gonna roll out with? Do you know yet?
I'm going with a brother named Ant Live who's down with like Chuck D, like the Public Enemy Camp. He booked a couple of the shows. I got some other stuff that I'm doing myself.
Shout out.
With my guys. So and then Kass One is coming out in
Get
March.
out of here. Are you serious?
January, February, March, April. Sorry, April. Kass One will be here, and so I spoke to him a couple of days ago. Congrats to him. He got a very ginormous mural in Lower East Side, New York.
That's amazing.
He's a pinnacle, and it was like a very big deal. Like senators came out and like the news.
Oh, I
So
saw that. They had some new kind of wasn't it a new law or new kind of policy that KRS was helping or supporting?
I didn't get the specifics of it. I know that my friends were there. My friends Divine, who's down with RBG. He's part of like Dead Prez, so revolutionary but gangster. And, my friend AL, all lyrical. So they were there. They were, they did the FaceTime. I posted it, so I was able to talk to Karis One and his lovely wife Simone. So that was dope. But I know he's coming out here, so I'm sure I'll pop up on him. My buddy, my DJ, my actual but day to day DJ is the house DJ at this venue. He's like the hip hop DJ at this venue. So I'll be there. I'll go, see Big Bro and support him, and I'll probably see his son, family, who's in London right now. So I'll go check him out.
Awesome. Yeah, you are a world traveler. I remember looking on your IG and you had like you were in Spain. Were you
Mm, yeah, I
like
mean,
you like all over the place? That's amazing. A lot of people need to feel inspired to know that yes, you can travel. A lot of the young people that will be watching this, younger people, they don't have that thought. Like they don't have the thought of getting their passport and things like that. You absolutely have to get your passport. Get around, travel. What are some things you've brought back like that you think have made you a more they say when you travel it gives you more breadth, more depth. What do you think?
uh,
Or you just you everywhere and that's that?
no, I think traveling gives you a better world perspective. People have told me about places um, based on information that they were told. And a lot of times those people were wrong. So it's always good to go on your own. I've been some places. I haven't been everywhere I want to go, and I haven't spent as much time even in some of the places that I've been. I wish I could stay longer, but I've definitely it makes me we're world citizens, and that's something we forget about. We're diaspora children. We don't even know who we are here, so let alone
Tell
think
it.
you know who you are in Spain, in Italy, in Nigeria, in Madagascar, the Philippines. We're people that you know basically made everybody on this planet. So there's no place where we shouldn't be able to go. Um, and so when you're a little more informed and at least go spend some time there, you may see yourself. So that part's always interesting. It's like, oh shit, they got niggas everywhere.
Straight
Um,
up.
you know, um, and the narrative ain't always, born of fucking the abuse that we taken here. I mean, it's usually you know, some it's always some fuckery with us, but you know, it's still good to go see it.
Yeah, we had our family reunion in Ireland. Can you believe that? My great aunt had our family because, looking at us, of course, you don't see the Irish necessarily, but you'd be surprised how many Irish folks actually live in Ireland and have been there for hundreds of years, and
Right,
they weren't all enslaved.
right.
Um, and most people don't even. You brought up a really good point, and that's a point Coolio actually brought up. Rest in peace on this interview.
It's cool. Yeah.
He mentioned how we are some of the indigenous folks of even this land, this space of land over here.
Right.
But essentially, the debates have been on my podcast have been we Indian, no, we African, no, we Indian and African, and, that thing. So you're right. There's documentation, but a lot of us don't have access to that documentation to even know exactly where, when, and who.
Well, I won't. I don't want to put. I don't want this to be contentious, so I won't say it the way. I don't want this to come out offensive, but
I know. Yeah.
a lot of people are informed about our heritage, and then it becomes an economic thing. So why would I cut you in if I have to inform you that you're part of this tribe or that you have some rights?
Mm.
So that's unfortunate. It becomes a little bit more than just what the complexion is. it becomes a resource thing. Like, oh, cutting you in cuts me out, which I think there's enough for everybody. That's really what racism is about anyway. It's a white man saying that he thinks he deserves all the resources that other people don't, just based on their skin color. So, unfortunately, we do the same things to each other. Um,
Micro and the macro.
right. Cortez, who discovered. I'm using my air quotes here. Um, you know, this was like 1688. Is way before the invention of America.
Right.
Uh, he found he documented like where what we call Panama now. He documented like different tribes from Africa. Like he's like, yo, they got fucking Ethiopians over here. They got motherfucking West Africans over here. So I don't need to argue with nobody. We can go, with any of with any culture. Because if your best verification is the white man, I'll just go get the white man's books and tell you we were here, bro. So I don't need to argue with a South American or a Latino and a fucking Native American. Like, bro, we can share this history. There's the banjo, that is a survivalism. The term is African, and a lot of the plants here, um, you know, the fucking pyramid. So,
Let me get you get me get my papers and my things. Hold up. Let me get this popping. What you talking about?
Right.
Let me get
So
my prop.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. So okay, you know what? So for those of you who don't know, but those of you who do, Nature of the Threat is one of the, I must say, one of the best history books in a 7-minute, 7.5 in a minute songs. You guys, Kass is a walking, talking griot, straight up. And y'all better know that. Please check out his repertoire. It's amazing. I just wanted to also tap in with you because we are officially 50 around there, right?
Yeah,
So I give thanks for that. And I wanted to reconnect with a lot of the homies that I hadn't seen in a long time and just check in and see where y'all at, see what y'all doing and what's popping. You know what I mean? Coolio really set it off for me. I had him on well, actually volume 10, shout out volume 10, my husband. He was my first interviewer, but of the hip hop, world of podcasting. But Coolio, really, I didn't expect him to get as deep as he got, man. Dang, I know the brother's deep, but he really went into some spaces that really had me really want to, when I have you guys on here, build on some real shit, not just and not to put y'all on the spot, because I know we don't want to get super political, and I get it. I don't either, but some things we can't run away from. And also as artists, we do, I feel, have an obligation to, definitely keep the real culture and politic of what's cracking with our people on it. Because those are the type of artists we are, period, I don't even know if that made sense, but y'all know what I'm saying. But so yeah, that's really it. A lot of people are on some bullshit, and I know you're not. I don't know you, but I know you enough to know you've always been a serious brother and a cool ass brother too. And yeah. And I just wanted to reach out and have my audience get to hear your voice and see where you are today as a man who has been in this game. Shit, man. Dare I say 30 years?
Almost. Something like that. It's close.
About 28, something like that.
Yeah.
And something
right
like
there.
that.
Right there.
Right there. And look, it's funny you mentioned KRS. I was look at this. I was choosing between KRS-One, Chuck D, and Coolio to be my manager back in 94, 93, 94. And the only okay, so KRS was about to take me to Africa. He was like, I'm about to be in Africa for a year. I wasn't really ready for that. I was still in school, Cal State Long Beach, shout out. And Chuck D, well, he invited me to some things and he put me on about a lot of progressive information regarding distribution, even back in 95, 96. He was already on selling your own music online kind of thing. He was already on that. And then but Coolio, I picked Coolio. He was so intellectual and like super cool, and he seemed to like understand my quirky music. He understood me, so I had to roll with the West Coast champ. You know what shit. Uh,
Right. That's what's up, man. Nah,
yeah,
he's a
yeah,
good guy, man.
yeah.
He's a good dude.
Had you seen him in at all recent times? Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Coolio. Well, first of all, Wino was like my
Oh my god.
big homie from my neighborhood. So
Shout out Wino.
I
Damn.
always talked to Wino.
Wow. He's still
Cool,
making music?
was making Coolio's album. That's what they
Oh
were doing.
my god.
That's who they was on tour with.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Mm,
They shot a video, and well, no, they were in Europe, and some festival, whatever,
yeah,
two
yeah.
thousand people. So, I talked to Cool maybe a couple of weeks before, something like that. Not too long, and then I knew, they went out on tour, and I saw Cool's page,
Yeah.
and I commented. So basically, I was just like, nigga, I want to go, sure,
Okay.
um,
Man.
it's like it looked like they was having super fun, and yeah, and then yeah, so and I'd done a song, and I guess Coolio's the record came out. I
Hmm.
think, I don't know. Anyway, I was like just wondering, like, did they finish the record? Did they put on an album or whatever? And they had shot a video with Too Short. So it was a couple of things I was like checking in on them about. But yeah, I just yeah, I anticipated them coming back or hit me, and then I was
Hmm.
lightweight joking, but kind of serious about
About
well,
rolling out.
yeah, I'm like, sure, I want to go. This should look like fun. I want to go. I'm sure I want to go too. So yeah, that was it. And unfortunately, that was like 2 weeks to the day that bro came back and passed away.
Oh, man. Yeah. I had him. I had, I think I had reached out to you too. I had him, Volume 10 and Spice One. They were going to be headlining some stuff that I was putting together. And if I hadn't reached out to you, you was about to be reached out to. but but anyways, yeah. So for those who don't know, Razkaz and I and other artists were managed by Coolio. I was managed from 94 to like we were contractually agreed till like 98, but I kind of really maximized him to like 96. And
Mm.
but we were still, he would still give me suggestions and pointers and things to like 98. But yeah.
Mm.
Shout out everybody. Dub C, King T, Paul Stewart, Billy Boy, everybody, whoever remembers me. D Dog. What was the dude with the band-aid on his face? I forget his name. He's
Oh
so
yeah, I know exact. I can't think of his
I
name.
can't
He
think of his
passed
name.
away. Yeah, he passed away a while ago.
I thought I heard that.
Yeah, yeah. Saw D Dog at the funeral, not funeral, but at the wake for
But yeah,
Coolio.
I was gonna see about that.
Yeah, D Dog is good, but apparently he said the COVID shit fucked him up. He was on a cane. That he said it was the taking the
Yeah.
shot. So that was crazy. He's like the only person I know that said that shit really fucked him up, like something on his spine
Mm.
or something. It's all different conversation. But D Dog was good. I've talked to him since. Um, Obviously, Lee Rat and P Dog, they're doing fine.
Now that's what me and Coolio was talking about offline though. He was telling me Leak Rat has some health issues. And
I
I
didn't know
haven't
that.
that was like a year ago. Shout out Leak Rat. I hope he's doing well. Shout
Yeah,
out. Hit me
also,
up, Leak Rat. And I'm very proud of him too, man. He just dived into the movie world. Like, yeah, that's what
right.
I'm doing. I'm doing movies. That's what's up.
Yeah, nah, he jumped in and kept it pushing. So I mean, last I heard that he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
doing well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, just catching up. Me and Tyra, I don't know if you remember Tyra, they were in the singing group. I forgot the
Right.
name of the singing group right off the top of my head.
There was
Y,
Gat, but that was Gang.
YNV. Not
Right.
YNV.
It
Was it
was
YNV?
maybe YMV. Yep.
I think it was. Shout out all the ladies, everybody. What's up? Malika.
Mm-hmm.
She was dope. That's everybody. That's everything. Everybody. Oh, Joel, JT, and then R.I.P. Josefa too. I don't know if you heard
Yeah, yeah.
passed. Josefa Salinas was Coolio's ex-wife, y'all. Shout out all the children. You know, I called him the day he passed, man. I had called
Really?
him today. Yeah, that kind of jacked messed my head up for a minute. Yeah, something was telling me to call him for days before it happened. Like call him, call him, call him. But I was dealing with my own personal family stuff, and I just finally was like, let me stop procrastinating and call. And it went to voicemail, and then I started getting texts like, "Hey, did you hear?" Woo, woo, woo? And I was like, "What?" Blew my mind. Just blew my mind. So,
Damn.
okay, so you are working on an album right now.
Yeah, I'm working on the project. Yeah.
I know I
Mhm.
switched. I just be switching. I do that.
Okay.
Stream of consciousness. Yeah. Okay. So what you talking about? Are you talking about 50-year-old man shit, or what? You've always been prolific, so I'm pretty sure you are you building on.
I I don't know. I don't know. I'm me, and I don't think, to be perfectly honest, I don't too. When I was 16, I don't know how. I don't put age on my music like that. To be
Oh
honest,
my
like
God!
no,
Well,
you know, like
the
no, no,
numbers. I
no, no,
don't
no, no.
need it. I don't want to
I'm
get
just
the wrong
saying, like
idea. I
yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
the numbers only because what I've noticed that some of the artists, and I won't mention their names, seem like they're still in the loop of talking about things that don't seem. But you brought up a good point. They probably always been on that.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Appreciate
kind
it.
of
Let me get my lighter.
yeah. I just kind of feel like most people are kind of by the time you're about 18, 19, you kind of are who you are. You own what you own, Um, so I'm kind of I've always tried to grow, but I'm just kind of what I'm on. I'm on the same things
Yeah,
as
you've always been deep, so that's not even an issue. What am I saying?
yeah. I mean, well, it's the part of it is gonna be your. I've always done Descartes, which is the duality of man. I talk
Damn
about
it!
my lower self and my higher self. So I'm on my nigga shit and I'm on my black man shit, and I've always had to deal with how those things contradict sometimes, but how I enjoy some of the things that make me a nigga. I enjoy that shit. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
with you on that. I'd have to agree
So,
with you on that because, yeah, I'm not perfect either, and I know I built on some. You know what? It's a prop. Keep it, Bill.
yeah,
All
so yeah,
right.
I'm still me. I haven't really reached like some next level of growth one way or another. I haven't turned like completely like the most positive fucking Buddha. Like I've reached Zen because I'm still out here. I'm out
Yeah.
here. I'm out here in the field with the field niggas. So it's shit. You gotta be on your field nigga shit sometimes. But
Real talk.
and neither am I. Super bougie.
Balance.
I'm a perfect black guy because
Right.
a lot of them is hypocrites anyway. So I don't want to be with them niggas anyway.
I pretty much learned that. I was trying to, a lifetime ago, I was like really a part of the conscious movements. And I'm not saying I'm not against the conscious movements or any of that. We need all of that, you know. But yeah, you do see the imperfections and you grow.
Uh-huh.
That's why I mentioned the age thing. But in general, I don't, my music isn't like, I'm bringing out some new stuff. It's not, you know, different from anything I've ever brought out either in that respect. I get what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. But I'm enjoying that. I mean, I think the music is competitive and it's sonic and it's true to myself and I think it's
Period.
cutting edge. I mean, I would argue that if if I came out if I dropped my same album, obviously with updated production, that lyrically, they be running around like I was the best rapper made because I am, and that's ego talking. I am. Fuck it, niggas can't.
Every rap friend I know says that, and they're not lying.
Mm,
All of you guys are just, I would never compare any of you ever because you all are brilliant.
right, and
One.
well, I wrote it, for me, I have an arguable catalog where I can say I wrote Nature the Threat. I
Oh
wrote
my
United
God.
Empire. So niggas ain't, I could arguably say like, can't really fuck with me. Stop it,
Period.
bro.
Do you perform that? Have you would like
In
perform?
life I performed it. I don't perform it now. I mean, not the whole song. Why? Why should I remember all that? And the people don't support it. They didn't buy it. So I mean, I wrote it for myself. I mean, a lot of my music, I'm still a selfish artist to a certain extent. I'm independent now, so I don't have some major deal with a company and an obligation to give them hit singles. I'm not gonna create a TikTok dance. It's not who I am. I
I
don't have
think
to
that's
even.
where I
I
was going with the
don't have to
age thing.
compete that way. Even when I was 17, I wasn't that kid. So why would I do it now? I'm fucking,
Right.
I'm a grown ass man. Why? You got to understand the dynamics of what they're asking you to do. What they're trying to tell you is that your demographic is, um, first of all, the demographic for what they want to sell is youth, and I get that they want 12 to 22. Um, they want somebody with disposable income. Well, that got rid of niggas. Niggas don't have disposable income. So now they're telling you a 12 to 22-year-old white girl. And then a white girl, because white, disposable income. And usually females, because females buy. I've never written songs when I was 16. I didn't write for a 16-year-old white girl. I'm not a 16-year-old white girl then, and I'm not a 16-year-old white girl now. I'm not going to poke my butt out. I'm not going to do duck lips. I'm not going to do a challenge. I don't wear dresses. I don't go to strip clubs. So why would I make music that's totally against my nature?
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I need the youth to know that there are other representations of adults out here. Like we don't all go to strip clubs. We don't all watch porno to like ad nauseum. We don't all do that. So good to know. Good to hear. So I mean, I'm just saying because a lot of us don't even think about why we do the things we do. There's a term for it, you guys. It's called metacognition, and that's when you think about why you think the way you think. Isn't that deep? It's called metacognition, and in education they use it a lot because we have to figure out how kids learn and stuff, right? So we can be the best teacher.
Well, there's
So
another word. There's another word for it. It's called conditioning, and that's a
that part.
simple version. Most of what we do is because we're taught to do it. We do it because we saw our parents do it, our friends did it, our grandparents did it. Uh, that's we're taught by the society we're in, and unfortunately, many of us don't question. Oh, why do I celebrate Christmas? Why do I eat bacon and eggs in the morning? Is that the time that I should eat it? Why? I mean, who told me that I should eat? Maybe it's better for dinner. I don't know. We never stop and look around the world that we're in and question it.
That
Um,
part.
so for me, understanding that dynamic and understanding that I never was gonna reach that dynamic because that's not my demographic. I wasn't really talking to those people anyway.
Teach.
Um, so having to understand, I mean, even the people I wanted to talk to were conditioned. They were conditioned to feel that because I was from a certain part of America, specifically Southern California, that I couldn't be from there because I didn't have on what they were conditioned to think was what we all wore, like a Jerry curl and a khaki suit, and then see, and the homies, and I didn't homies in the
Ponytails.
street, and yeah, with the homie, so because I didn't do that, then I couldn't be from home, and so I wasn't marketed correctly, um,
Mhm.
even to the demographic they tried to sell, that I was trying to speak to and that I wanted to hear me. But at the end of the day, we all, one thing I'm learning is there's two paths, and one path is like how to be successful, um, in your life. Like my success may not be MC Hammer success. You know what I'm saying? Even my success not won't necessarily be Coolio's success. Like Coolio, I remember, and Coolio always tried to say some real socio political stuff. Thanks, Measy Green. Um but I think he found how to market who he was, and that's what's important. Be who you are, and market yourself, and, and try to create the music that makes you happy. Because what's even worse is if you make stuff that's antithetical to who you are, then you kind of that's the selling your soul thing. That's when you lose yourself because you're not being true to yourself.
Okay, I see people got questions and things out here. Is Razcast part of the 5% nation?
I studied 5%. You know what I'm saying? Brand Nubians and all them brothers. I actually studied with the Moors. Uh, that's what I
Shout
studied.
out.
So not the black Israelites, but the other brothers. The Moors would be in the
Urban.
in the tan with the burgundy fez. So
Got you.
I got a lot of good game from them. We would honor, not worship, but we always go back to the source, which was Noble Drew Ali uh, brought Islam uh, to black to the black man again, and that he knew Elijah Muhammad and all this other information. But we our cornerstone maybe as far as getting knowledge. The nation would say is Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad, and whereas a 5%er would say Clarence 13X, and we would just go back to the older source, which would be uh, Noble Drew Ali.
Funny you mentioned that. When I was interviewing Cobra Red, shout out Cobra Red, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we had talked about, well, I had mentioned the fact that, when Dr. Karanga, who was my professor at Long Beach State, had mentioned that hip hop couldn't be a real culture because, based on his view of what those things listed would be, you have to have religion. And he was like, religion, hip hop doesn't have a religion. And my thing was, yeah, it does. And he said, what is it? And I said, it's 5% nation. It's like, it's all of that. It's not one particular thing. But it's black American spaces of having our own belief system, period. Like, I studied with the Moors, I studied with 5%, I studied with the nation, I've studied Orthodox Islam. I was born, up in, you know, I went to Catholic boarding school.
Yeah, me too.
Catholic boarding school.
Not boarding school. I went to Catholic school.
The nuns tucked me in. I went to Catholic church. My mother was so dope that she allowed me to just experiment, see different religions. I went Jewish temple with my Jewish friends.
Dope.
Right. I studied Kabbalah with them. Hollywood. Um, I had Rastafarian homies, so I studied Rasta at one point. Okay, just trying to see what the family's doing. I was baptized Baptist, you know, don't on the Church of God in Christ, all of that. Oh my God, why are people calling me? No, I'm doing a live. I'm doing a live. Y'all know that's not cool. I'm turning my phone off. All right, sorry about that.
Uh,
But they gotta call. Hey, if y'all want to give a shout out, you can come up in the interactive and be interactive with us, like Black Fist 86. What up? And Quaz, what's up, Kwanzaa? This Long Beach in the house. What up?
salute, salute.
So, strong words. I needed to hear that I was a kid at the time. Word up. Very, very, but anyway, those are that's the religion of hip hop to me. All of those are
Well, even if he argues that it's not an actual culture, uh, I would say there's subcultures which are arguably basically the same thing. Um, but then I don't know what is the black culture anyway. Like that religion was really the white man's culture, Christianity, and whatever. So I don't know.
it's very
I
deep.
mean from a I'm just saying from an academic standpoint. You're Irish. I'm of French descent. So like, what are we? Like, we needed something that was a little more. Some people are more Native American than others. Some people are more. I'm actually my grandmother's blood test proved. We were like 9% Irish. I mean, not Irish. Nordic. Like we were more German than French.
Ain't
So
that
um, I when people start arguing, like sometimes the the academics, they lose me because they're trying to govern everything by European point of view of thinking, and sometimes they just miss the whole point. Hip hop is a culture that is the amalgamation of everything before it.
That part.
We the lack of instruments is why the turntable was created. You know what I'm saying? The loop was created, not the turntable. Uh, uh,
Electronic music.
no, what I'm trying to say is that they gutted the inner city schools. They had already done that before, but there was no music classes, and
Right.
so those kids couldn't. The kids before that had. That's how they created jazz and rock and roll. And that I guess late '60s, early '70s, those kids didn't have a music program, and then the Jamaican kids had the sound systems. That's where you get um, the uh, I forgot it. I'm, I'm failing because I can't remember the big DJ.
Back east? Or
Huh?
this out here this way or back east?
No, back east. Uh, anyway,
I don't remember either.
his name will come to me.
Not Fab Freddy, not
Well, basically Africa Bambaataa and
Cool
them,
Herc and
but
all that.
Cool Herc. So Cool Herc, somebody sent the flyer, which was crazy when he threw this party. But that was sound system shit where they have the big speakers and all that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's hip hop is the amalgamation of the Jamaican nigga coming and the Puerto Rican nigga having this and the just a regular Quaz, Cool Herc. So all those people came together, but they didn't have horns, they didn't have fucking drums. They niggas had one fucking turntable and I'm sorry, two turntables and a speaker and a mixer and some old school shit. There wasn't no Technique 1200s back then. And kind of find out on some real shit. He told me this. Kool Herc didn't buy that shit. He didn't have no money. He was like 15. His sister bought it for him. So it's behind the culture was really provided for once again by a woman. You know what I'm saying? So nigga's sister bought the shit and then
Teamwork.
he found the break. Right. He found the break. That's the part we like. The break invents that he play the break again. That invents the loop. Now you need the nigga to talk the shit. That invents the MC. So he was playing disco records. He was playing rock records. Wasn't no rap records. It wasn't nothing. The nigga was playing whatever. Like all the music, all the dress code, all that shit came out of every era. It came out of every culture. And then we just the soup, the gumbo of it. The gumbo of it is hip hop. Even to this day, I could take any kind of record and once I put my shit on it and sauce it up, that's the hip hop part of it.
So, you just verbalized it in such a way, man. I hope y'all understood that. Shout out because that was well said. It's an amalgamation is a real good word for it, like you said. It's a mixture. It's a combination of a lot of our experiences, and then, as you said, even as the Branford Marsalis, the trumpeter, he had said something similar to what you said, which was, "You do your art for you, like your enjoyment." And then if everybody else enjoys it, that's cool. He said that most art. He said because someone asked in the audience to him. They asked him, "So who do you make your music with a particular people in mind or thing in mind?" And he said, "Well, you make it, of course, first for the listener, but the first listener is you."
Right.
And I thought that was clever. So, yeah, you got to enjoy what you do. Kool Herc started in the Bronx, New York, East Coast, Atlantic Coast, USA since 1973. For real, everyone. Yes. Hey, you know what, though? The 70s were just like that, though. It was so much fun in the 70s. I was a kid, but I remember the 70s. And it was just that whole vibe. I grew up in Chicago in the projects sometimes. I lived on the Shout Out West Side, Rockwell Gardens, and also lived in Robert Taylor Homes at certain points, and then mostly in Leclerc Courts and Cicero. Shout out. Well, but it was like we didn't know we were poor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was just kind of vibing, and it just seemed like a fun day, damn near every day, when I was a kid. When everybody was like family. It was really, you could go through the whole neighborhood and not really stress. Of course, there's always the lumpies out there that cause a problem, but mostly what we saw was collectives And that's what we need to get back to, being collective thinking. Like you said, Cool Herc's sister bought the stuff. It takes a collection, it takes a collective work and responsibility, right? We need to, not like I'm saying, because a lot of this energy that's been going on YouTube, especially on these podcasts, has been women complaining about men and men complaining about women and blaming each other, you know.
Right.
And I take time to examine the things that I can fix about myself. I really do, because I don't intentionally want to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? And I would assume that most people feel like that. But maybe that's wrong of me to think. Bringing that up to say, we can't run from each other, y'all. It's like we need each other.
That
I mean,
part.
we need the world too. The world needs to come together and recognize that too. But you know, and Buddhism too. I'll say Buddhism also had a good point and part in hip hop. Quiet is kept as well. A lot of black folks was practicing Buddhism in the 70s, y'all. They don't
Oh,
talk about that, but that had an influence on us too, because we used to hear our mamas and them chant in front of candles and stuff. You know, they would be like, "Down there, you know, saying a thing," and we don't know how that hearing that type of chanting affected our flow of sentences or whatever. I'm just saying. I know that was reaching, but anyways, y'all women are a major part of entertainment and hip hop since 1973, starting in the Bronx, New York, East Coast, Atlantic Coast, for real. Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. And there's a lot of documentaries that actually talk about that. Measy Green, The Great 99. But you know what they don't talk about a lot? The influence of the artists on the West Coast and how they influenced a lot of the artists on the East Coast. And that's a very important thing to know. From jazz on down. Did y'all know Bird used to hang out in South Central? Bird, y'all, is Charlie Parker. He was
uh-huh.
really great trumpeter. Was it trumpet, right? Or was it
Yeah,
sax?
Trump.
Uh,
No,
He played both, right? He was brilliant more so at the trumpet, I believe.
trumpet. I think I'd have to Google
That's
it.
why they call him Bird. But he was a lot in South Central. He hung out with a lot of the greats out in the West. I think that's important to know, because it spins at how jazz is an influence on hip hop as well. We
Uh-huh.
don't have to talk about that as much like we used to. I remember in the 90s we used to talk about how jazz had such an influence on us.
I know.
Um,
Yeah, right.
of course, Ice Cube put on for the West. Word, word, shout out.
Of course.
Everybody influenced each other. We all listened to each other. I remember 93 very vividly, okay, because that was when Endo Smoke, The Chronic, some other weed smoking song came out. And by the end of summer, damn near everybody was smoking weed. Even kids who never smoked weed before. I mean, after you hear all that, they made it sound so cool. Davis, that's what we were doing, period. Some of us, not all of us.
Okay. Some people.
Yes, some people.
So that it's legal now. Why not? I mean, do
Well,
you?
I don't think young people should smoke because their brains are still developing. You know, your brains are still developing, y'all, till you're like 25.
So you, so
25.
you saying don't smoke weed until you're 25?
I
Nobody's gonna follow that advice.
if you have joint pain and epilepsy and things like
Oh,
that, allegedly, there are certain.
emergencies only. Don't smoke starting at 25.
Well, if you feel that you want to try it, I would wait until you're at least 25.
This is good advice. I hope y'all niggas out there go follow that advice.
Here's what they are saying. Look no further than Micah 9 for that jazz influencing hip hop style. That cat had that jazz rhythm flavor. Word. Word up. That is true. What's up, Kwanzaa? Oh my God. Kwanzaa. Hey, I remember when we bumped into Keith Murray. You remember that? You know,
I bumped into Keith Murray many a time.
many
So
times. Well,
yeah.
I remember bumping into him and I gave him your tape.
That's funny.
Yes,
Oh, okay. So that's the first time, and you gave my tape.
he was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "You already met him. Why you trying to act like you ain't already met him before? Quit playing."
That's funny. He's hilarious right now. He is getting pissing everybody off. I love Keith.
He's his stories. He's amusing. He's very
He
amusing.
is he is telling some stories there. It's something else. I know he's pissing some people off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I think it's hilarious.
the girls are pissed. The girls are because they
The
make fun
girls are
of him.
not happy, but it's funny.
Hey, I've been really
Uh,
on it.
uh, uh,
Let me see. Ice T.
I said, I don't know about that. Ice T from his own mouth would never say that. He got it from what you call him. Uh, uh, People always say, "What the hell is that mean?" From PNC was one of the thing. Gangster rap is what's his name? He's the Philly dude. One by one, I knocks him out. You know what
Oh
I'm
my
talking
God, who's that? He
about?
said Ice T's from Jersey.
Yeah, but I'm saying Ice T said he actually even reprogrammed the beats. It's a song from a dude from Philly, Schoolie D.
Oh my God.
So Ice T's first record is a complete um reinterpretation of Schoolie D's single, and that's from Ice T's mouth. And that's why it's always good to give the credit where it's due. And gangster rap, and then Ice just redid did it from a West Coast point of view. 6 in the morning, police at my door.
Yeah.
Crash the dealer squeak across my bedroom floor, and he actually did it flow for flow with Schoolie D's song. Um, so yeah, it's always good for us to be informed, and that and Ice T is one of those. He's such a stand up dude that it's dope because he gives credit where credit is due.
He's a great storyteller. I'll
Yeah.
never forget when he was on Oprah.
No, he's amazing. He's an amazing dude. He's actually the first like OG or successful artist I met. Um, that was super cool for no good reason. Uh, like
He was just a smooth brother.
yeah, he was super nice, super cool. We still have a great relationship. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, make sure we if we can correct some information, I think it's better to correct it. That way we don't keep going out putting out the wrong information. So
That's
no,
right.
I credit Schoolie D with creating gangster rap. We just perfected it, and New York had gangs. They had gangs in like the 1800s. They was racist as fuck, but yeah, they was chasing the niggas out of their land, but but they were Irish and motherfucking Italian.
Which is a trip because the Irish and black folk used to really have to work together a lot in the islands in Jamaica and the sugar plantations. Uh, you know,
Yeah,
the
well,
British sent a
the,
thousand Irish.
The Irish, I mean, without it, they were kind of the niggas of the UK.
Which
Um,
I don't understand. I don't know why.
well, I don't know why, but I'll just tell you this: there's always somebody exploited. There's just an exchange that people come here to America, and the agreement is, well, at least I'm not this nigga. So
Right.
everybody does it. A Dominican does it, a Puerto Rican does it, a Mexican does it, an Indian does it, Chinese does it, and
Mexicans do
so
it.
right. Well, I already said Mexicans.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
So 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 why wouldn't an Italian do it? They were the niggas too. Southern Europe, if you haven't traveled, you wouldn't know that Southern Europeans, they have the lowest economy. The Spaniards, the Portuguese, the Greeks, the Italians. That's the brokest part of Europe, and so and they're historically known to have the most African blood. So those are the niggas of Europe, and so when they were doing immigration here, what they don't tell you is that it was discouraged to have Southern Europeans move here. They wanted Nordics. They wanted blue-eyed, blonde hair white people, and they weren't too keen on fucking Irish or
Eastern, Eastern Europeans.
well, Eastern still, because that's Arab blood niggas and Asian blood niggas.
Mm-hmm.
But they still didn't want the Irish. They would empty the jails. That's where you get Australia. So
All right.
if you got good land, why would you want who you look down on there? You want to put them somewhere else. So they put them in Devil's Island, which was Australia. And so those same beefs still run deep. If you go to Ireland, I mean, if you go to Australia, um, you know, a lot of those people are you'll hear things like the fucking British cunts. They'll say that because they still remember that there was a pecking order, and that even in Australia, the British ran it. The Irish had to kind of do the hard work, and part of the hard work involved killing off the niggas that was there, the indigenous. So everybody does a trade. The trade in is, uh, at least I won't be the nigga that I used to be, the second class citizen, if I agree to demean this indigenous person, this black that was here. And so we should call everybody out. I don't let Irish off the hook. I don't let nobody off the hook for what they continue to do. I call them the grays. If the world is split between these blacks and the whites, and with white man being on the upper and the black man being at the bottom, everybody else is just playing gray.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
About 85%, they say, maybe
yeah,
90.
yeah. So we should call a spade and clarify all the information.
Word. Oh, and also, also the family belief systems coming from Louisiana, like Ifa, Yoruba, Voodoo, those things. Very interesting. Very interesting learning about that too, and how we've been able to use it to help keep us surviving. We know how to tap in.
That part.
But yeah, man. Oh, let's see what they saying. Hold up. The hood life, culture, slang words, phrases, metaphors from our home, USA, state of California, in the Southwest, on the West Coast, because I had a major influence on the entire USA country.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. But yeah. Now, have you been doing lectures or anything? Like going to colleges and talking to people?
Not as much as I'd like to. I've done some. I've done uh fuck, I can't even think of the college. Irvine, I believe, Cal State or whatever. So I did that a few times. There's a new like online university for hip hop, which is really amazing. My
Are
my
you
man,
serious?
yeah, my man Mickey Fax and some other, they can't come out the education system, and they're like doing some really good work. So I've done like a class with them online. I think Method Man did one too, whatever. It's really awesome. I'm really excited for what they're doing. Um, but
That's
that's something
cool.
I would like to do more of. Chuck D, it might have been Chuck D, or it might have been Karis One. Um, I mean, they say it like it's so easy, but they're like, you got to get published first, and whereas you need to be speaking and write a book, and then you get published. Like,
You're
nigga,
right.
you're Chuck D, nigga. That's just as easier for you.
Yes, bro. I was just about to ask you, do you have a book yet out?
I published, self published. I published a lyric book, but
That's good.
there's some other things I want to write. I just need a little bit more breathing space to step back and focus on the writing. It's part of
Right.
life. I think everybody probably has two or three different gifts, but if you spend 2 hours of your day commuting and 8 hours slaving at a job, and then you got a kid and a wife, then your pie graph has been cut in half. So you don't have time to do other things. And so I've always explained that to people, that most of us, even me, and I've spent a lot of time surviving and not living. And so I need some live time so I can go work on my other gifts.
Teach.
So I'm looking forward to not writing any more raps for years. So I'm looking to like kind of quit rap in the next couple of years so I can do some other stuff and focus on that.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, did you get any advanced like you could put the you could, I was gonna say you could put the camera on like this.
Nah, I'm cool.
Have you gone back to school? Have you done any of those kind of things?
No, I wanted to early on in life.
Mm,
If I go back, it'll just be for little stuff, marketing classes,
that's what I did.
shit like that. But um, no, I'm too old for it. There was a time when I really wanted to do that. Like go to school, but that's a for me, that's something, that experience, that college experience, and that life and that lifestyle and that
Mhm.
network. If I once I got past 26, I was like, fuck, I missed that boat. It's just, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
So
I had gotten talked out of going and I wanted to be a naturopathic doctor, like a herbal doctor and stuff. I really study herbs and things like that on my own. But I got talked out of going, and so I started thinking I was too old to go back. But I ended up going back to school for some other stuff anyways. Like you
right,
said, you might take a marketing class or an engineering class
right,
or
hmm yeah.
like a
I,
business.
I wanted to go, you know, l- doing the butt school days, live in a dorm and have that life, and I'm, too old for that shit. So
Yeah.
but we all make choices. I mean, my life was torn. I was seeing the world, so there's a trade off for everything. So it's not that I have a regret. It's just that time has passed, and that's
You're
okay.
very scholarly. The reason I was asking about that was because, you know, uh, you know, we'll talk off camera about some stuff, but you know how Missy has received her honorary doctorate type thing?
Yeah, yeah, but that's fame shit. She didn't learn shit. I'm not going to get a piece of paper. I'm going to learn. That they give any nigga that do something. I don't care about that. That don't mean shit to me.
Okay.
That's cool shit. I mean, no disrespect to her, but that ain't for real. That's just because you a nigga with. If that's the case, give me the doctorate now because I've been doing the hard work.
Oh,
But
yes,
I don't care.
you
I
have.
don't
You
care.
really
You're right. So I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck about your nigga, your white man paper. I want the info. Give me the resources.
your books, your lyrics, your albums should be studied on the university level though. I would definitely have that as a part of my curriculum, if I taught at a university. Absolutely. Metaphors. Oh my
I've been
God.
I've been blessed, man. It's been around this world. There are uh, professors, and high school teachers that have used, like in Britain, in Compton, and whatever, like teachers that use my music. So I'm blessed that um, something I did could have some kind of an impact
Absolutely.
outside of just entertainment. That there's some, people could apply it and use it. So I'm humbled and I'm grateful for that. And I got other stuff I want to, I've written other things that are important. Again, we live in a world where if it's not promoted, um, then it's not good to people, and that's unfortunate. You know,
Yeah.
if they don't hear Kanye say it's cool, then it wasn't cool. And I've never been that way, but I do live like that's kind of the American mentality. Like, we all should know by now that McDonald's don't make the best burger. So why. But if I can go to McDonald's, we will. And then your
Have
kids
conditioning.
with conditioning. The kids like I want the Happy Meal, and I get that toy in there, and you get the little burger, and they could be like lying to themselves now. McDonald's fries is fire. Not really. You been tricking yourself. That shit ain't really that fire, bro. You leave them shits out. Um, but because they can promote better, we continue to go. And instead of that mom and pops that needs you to buy that burger and get some real fries, we don't go support that. So we got to undo some of the stinking thinking that we do as a society, specifically, a hip hop community.
Stinking thinking. Stinking.
Stinking thinking, yeah.
He says, I thought Ninth Wonder had some Razzcast lyrics in his teachings. I might be wrong.
I have no idea.
Have you ever met him or worked with him?
No, I've spoken I don't know him at all. Mm.
Hmm, interesting.
But Tamika, I don't want to be a bad guy. I have to do this OC Black History
You don't
parade.
have to explain. Are you kidding me? You don't have to explain anything.
Well,
Thank
no, I do. I
you.
do. I wanted to make sure that, I was looking, I was like, oh, we got an hour in and I got to be there in 30 minutes. I'm like, it's in OC, so it ain't too far from me. I'm like, oh, I'm getting close. I'm cutting it.
Thankful. I'm very thankful that you spent time with us today. And
I'm
then
grateful. Thank you.
if you come back before you go on tour, if you want to promote it, if you want
100%.
to, and I would love to talk to you on your podcast
Mm.
with a new project. No, let me not throw you out there, put you on the spot. But anyways,
No, I mean, I want to get it. I want to beta test it, get it up and running. So I didn't want to have a guest the first time and it don't.
no,
It's all clinky.
I'm
So I'm giving myself 4 straight. Once I get 4 straight, and I feel, and God willing, the numbers are looking good and awesome. Then yeah, I was trying to figure out who my first guest should be. Maybe it should be
I
you.
totally didn't mean me as your first guest.
Oh,
I
I,
mean
I think it might be cool. I think,
someday ever. That's all.
yeah, nah, you might be the first guest. I think I'm already leaning on to that. I don't want you to be the first beta test guest and then it's not popping. I
Can
got to
you
work.
explain what beta test means for people who don't know what that means, please?
Man, but then, come on, you got a
Well,
smart
okay, Google
person.
it.
You
Google
know what
it.
a
Yeah.
beta test is.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you,
Thank
audience
you.
out there, for being out there. I'm so thankful and appreciate it very much.
Much love.
RIP to me, great. Yeah.
Peace.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, you guys, that was so cool. And that was my lunchtime situation. Yay. All right. So make sure you tune in this evening at 7 p.m. I will be interviewing Jay Swift from the Far Side. He's the one that made multiple songs on the very first album, um, The Bizarre Ride. My favorite was the Other Fish song. You know that song, Other Fish in the Sea, that is. Of course, he's made many other smashes. Um, since then, but that was my favorite. So I hope y'all tune in 7 o'clock this evening, and also 7 o'clock tomorrow, y'all. I'm interviewing Shang, the comedian. Yeah, so I really enjoy Shang. I used to see him actually perform poetry. It's so funny. The group of poets I was working with, doing poetry around Los Angeles, Shang was one of them. I would see him around, and we would all sometimes go to this. I know it was more than a poetry venue. It was on Melrose, and the guy who played Harpo in the movie The Color Purple had this venue, and it was called Harpo's. Do y'all remember that? Um, oh, you going by me, Z Green? Thank you for checking in and all that. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying now, so it's all good. But thank you guys for tuning in. And Shang, that's right. Shang used to do poetry around in LA. He would do his comedy, but he also would do poetry. And he was very good at it. Like he would like make you think and he would make you laugh. It was very conscious. You remember Harpo's Quansito? Yeah. And the dude from Harpo, I forget his name, but we just called him Harpo. Um, he was mad cool, man, and his venue was very nice. It was lovely. Oh, it was soul food. Yeah, it was soul food, and we used to eat Harpo soul food and do poetry, and it was dope. And but anyway, Shang used to perform, and that would also be D Knowledge. Um, just a lot of people, a lot of people used to perform at Harpo's. I performed at Harpo's, and also this lady named I can't think of her name right now, but she used to book us all around LA to do poetry, and also Big Mouth Entertainment. Shout out Aaron Spears, Aaron D. Spears. He ended up getting on Bold and the Beautiful, y'all. Ain't that crazy? He plays a main character on the Bold and the Beautiful for like the last 20 years. But back then, he was just like a new brother from Washington, D.C. He was really cool. He was a cool guy. And he ended up marrying Estella. Remember beautiful Estella? Yeah. Anyways, that's it for now, y'all. I gotta clean up my house. My daughter is sick, and again, I gotta disinfect my house. I just do. So that's it. And oh, shout out to my mother. Also, there is a Lego contest. It's STEM. It's they built the Legos and they make a move. It's called the Junior Lego League, and then the robotics competitions are today, all around Las Vegas. So I'm gonna get out of here and go support my children and clean up this house and get ready for the 7 p.m. interview. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Share this. Oh my God, please click like. Click like on this thing. People don't be clicking like, and it'd be like 4,000 or 200 or whatever likes. I mean, views, but like 3 likes. Please click like and subscribe, y'all, and share too. Share it, please. Thank you. And I know I'm telling y'all to do it, like subscribe, click like, donate, Cash App, Tamika Hawkins, watch the show, share it, tune in, be interactive. I'm just being silly. All right, y'all. Well, have a good day. See you at 7. Peace.